the kitchen of intrigue, Kurt Jackson and Chris Callell are cooking up a batch of mystery soup.
Each episode serves a new blend of tips, tactics, trends, and tales from the business and design sides of the escape room world.
So grab your spoon, because this episode starts in 3, 2, 1.
Mystery Soup.
All right. Woo! We are back. Welcome to Mystery Soup Escape Podcast. Wait, Mystery Soup. I never know.
It changes every time.
It does.
Mystery Soup Escape Pod.
I'm so used to saying Mystery Soup Escape Rooms now.
Yeah.
Hi, thanks for calling Mystery Soup Escape Rooms. But yes, the Mystery Soup Podcast. I don't know. It's
It's Chris and Kurt. You know who we are. You clicked on this podcast. Surely you know the title.
Shame on you.
We don't need to tell you. You should. Our people are in whatever the little intro people already said what we were.
That's right. Why are we saying anything? You're right. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it has been a minute since
It's been a minute.
we've talked about this business.
Hey, why? Why has it been so long, Kurt?
Because,
Have you just
dude,
been sitting around doing nothing, like
doing
really?
nothing. That's all. This is tough. There's a lot there's still a lot. If I showed you my to-do list, it's probably longer than yours. And I know your to-do list is pages.
I can't even imagine. Yeah.
So yeah. No,
here's the thing though, Kurt, we have had, I don't know what, 30 interviews before you bought an escape room.
Yeah.
And every one of them said,
I know where you're going with this. I know where you're
it
going.
is so much work. It is so exhausting.
Don't do it.
I don't know if it's worth it. Don't do it. Every one of them.
But they always also say, you know,
but I love it.
We love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? I can see where people are saying the margins are just so slim if you're making anything. I know a lot of owners either aren't making anything or they didn't for a while until they built up where they're at. And I will say, I thought it was going to be a lot easier just coming into an existing place, but depending on the place you buy, there is a lot to do. There's a lot to, I don't know, with this one, a lot of changes wanted to make, improvements. These games have been here for years and years. A lot of marketing, because no marketing was done beforehand. But it's got good bones. It's a neat location. The rooms are good. It seems like everybody's already done them because they've been here for so long.
I was wondering. Yeah.
I mean, we get a lot, and I mean a lot of return people. They're like, "Hey, we've done all your rooms except your Space Pirates room, which was
it was halfway
the newest."
done, right?
Yeah, it was not really done when we took it over, and I know the previous owner worked really, really hard to get it done, to get in a place where it was ready to be played, and it just needed a lot of work. And so we did that. But yeah, so many of these teams, these groups of people are coming in saying, "I've done everything." And
I mean, I
you've
get
got
that.
this
I
new
feel that way
room.
in my area.
Yeah, but
I'm waiting for new ones.
We had heard when we went to PuzzleCon how everybody was saying, "Oh, most people only do one escape room, or they only do one escape room maybe a year." It seems different here because all these people have done multiple escape rooms, whether it's here, somewhere else, at least like 2, 3, 4, and then some again have done all of our rooms or have done most of them. And we're looking for like people who haven't, I mean, we still get new people for sure. But a lot more return people and people when I say, "Hey, where else have you done rooms?" And "Oh, no, we've just done 4 here or 5 here." I'm like, wow.
Venture out a little bit.
Venture out, right? I mean, I appreciate the loyalty and everything else, but people love the rooms here, and so there is that as we go forward, that level of what do I want to say? I guess immersion,
Mm-hmm.
because the previous owner was very into, I want this to be as realistic as possible,
Yeah.
where we want to throw in a
Make
little
money.
whimsy and a little bit more fun and not so serious. I think a little bit of comedy is fun, or a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of like, oh, that was neat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's
so
what
I
I
think, yeah,
memorable stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
Immersion
yeah, for
rooms are
sure.
good, but there's not. I mean, I can kind of remember my immersion rooms, but I can tell you like some of the silly stuff, like even the Hoot Nanny room that we
Right,
did. I kind of
right.
had some funny little things, like with the dumb possum and some other little stuff, and
Exactly,
like
exactly.
I like those little things.
Like one of our rooms is the vault, and it is an office. It's an office.
Yeah,
A boring, boring office. But it's all in the dark. You're thieves, right? So you get flashlights and it's all play in the dark, which is, if it weren't for that, then it would
yeah,
be just a boring office. But
interesting.
that little twist on it, that I don't want to, maybe a gimmick is, you could say,
Mhm.
makes it really fun and really cool, and people really enjoy that room because of that.
That's
Also
funny.
because there's like full size bank vaults or
Yeah,
safes in there, and that came with, that was
you
like
have no
from the
choice. They're
old
stuck there.
mill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they cannot be moved. So those two things, that makes it very cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like whatever we change that to has to be some sort of heist, right?
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
there's these huge,
You have the bank vaults. What else you can do?
yeah,
I don't know.
these huge
Maybe you could do like a
bank
bunker,
safes.
end of the world bunker.
With safes? Why would there be safes in a
That you can
bunker?
lock yourself in. I don't know. Can you?
I mean, we
I'm
can,
just free thinking here. I don't know.
there's,
What else to
yeah,
use a safe for?
that's true. That's true. I don't
It's a
know.
you can do a whole this you're trying to get in the magical fairy world and it's through the bank vault. So
Why not? Why not?
why
Right?
not?
There's some whimsy there.
You're changing one of yours already, right?
Uh, we are
I see you
changing
posted that.
our Zen. Agent Zen is going away the end of this month. We're in February right now.
Mhm.
And then we're going to, all the rooms here are pretty decent size.
That's
And
good.
we're able to cut that one in half, and we're going to make two smaller experiences. Still, each has
Nice.
multiple rooms. These particular two are ones that we played elsewhere and we enjoyed, and we're bringing them
Ooh.
here. And then after that, we're going to do original games.
Have you revealed yet?
No, I don't want to say too much, only because our plans have changed multiple times. One of the things we want to do is a donut shop, and that was going to be the first thing, but now that's
Uh-huh.
changed because other things have come up, and we decided, oh, we're gonna go left
Do
instead of
this
right,
instead. Yep.
and yeah,
Which
do
you have
this.
to in a
Put
business. There's
things
a lot
on
of that.
hold. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But other than that, man, it's tough. It's tough. But marketing,
I feel like you've done, I mean, granted, I wasn't friends with anybody from Lock and Clue, so I don't know what he did for marketing, but like I see almost daily you have a new TikTok or a new reel. You got some new
that
ads
is
on
honestly,
on Facebook and
that is thanks to Tina. Tina's up here now. So
yay.
yeah, so that's
How's she
awesome.
liking the snow?
Well, we
How you
moved.
Floridians doing it?
We were from, I mean, like we had spent almost a year in Destin, and it snowed there for the
Oh
first
no,
time. Yeah, they
absolutely.
got like inches of snow for the first
Hmm.
time in ever.
But not while you were there. That was just recently.
Yes. So we
Yeah.
had just gotten up here and that happened, which is crazy. But yeah, this is different life, man. I'm a California, then to
Mhm.
Florida boy, and
It's awful, isn't it?
it is something.
We got 15 inches here at the last big one, and we
Really?
don't get that much in Indiana, and so that was abnormal for us too. But
It's crazy.
ugh, I hate it.
Ugh.
Hate it. I absolutely hate the snow.
I mean, I've worked at a camp where it snows, I worked outdoor education. That was like my first
Hmm.
camp job. And it definitely snowed, but everything's more difficult to do in the snow
Yeah,
if you had to go out.
it is. But here's the thing: I think I'll take the snow over Floridian humidity. I don't. That is, and the snakes and whatever else, bugs and lizards and
Yeah,
reptiles you have.
well, I haven't seen any bugs here, but I like the lizards. Lizards in Florida were
Yeah.
cool.
No. No.
We had a recently had a snow day, and I was waiting for people to cancel because we had a couple of
Oh, really?
reservations and the streets cleared up. You know, they're always plowing, so
Hmm.
it was fine. They got here, everything was good, but
I'd say, what is Rhode Island weather like? Because like we went to Seattle in December expecting it to be freezing cold and awful, and they're like, no, 40 is pretty average. I mean, it's rain they get, but they get 40 degrees kind of in the winter. That's their average
yeah,
temp, and so
no,
I'm like, that's not bad.
that's we went to. It's funny that you say Seattle because when we went on our RV trip, and it was in the summer that we were in Seattle, and we were under the impression it always rained, you know,
Yeah.
year round.
Hmm.
I guess that's just from movies, or I don't
Yeah.
know. But we walk into the shop and we're talking to the owner of the shop, and we mention this, and she's like, "It's summer." Like, duh. And
Duh.
we were like, okay, we had no
I'm
idea.
sorry,
So,
TV told me different. Are you all not sleepless too? I feel
right.
like
Are there no romantic dramas just going on everywhere?
seriously. Come on.
But yeah, the weather is, I guess February, we're told, is the worst month of the year as far as weather
Agreed.
goes. So we just need to get through that, and we should be we should be good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What is, besides TikTok and Reels, have you
Oh,
tried
so
any
yeah.
other
Sorry.
crazy marketing?
So when
We don't have an
Memphis,
outline for this podcast, do we?
right? I guess it was it November that the crew from Memphis Escape Rooms, Puzzle Creative, Puzzol Creative, they came up.
That's all.
We had them come up. They one redid our lobby, which was awesome.
Looks nice.
They were here for a couple days, 2-3 days, and just helped me out with certain things. And that's when you really realize how much you don't know. And I Tina and I are both ill-equipped to have a business like this. Like tech, I don't know tech.
No.
Building, and there's so much marketing, just the business side. So it's all been kind of a learning experience, but they did help us with social media marketing and kind of
Mm-hmm.
got us started with that. And then Tina, she learned CapCut,
Yeah.
and she's really
It's fun
into
to
it.
test.
She's the one that's been posting all that stuff.
Good for her.
While I'm kind of running the day-to-day operations. So yeah, that's all her.
Yeah. I feel
And
like I need a Zoom tour of your place because I haven't seen it really. I see
you
pictures and
maybe
I
you should
saw
come
the,
here.
that's no, it's, there's snow there. I don't have snow here right now. I'm staying away
It's
from it.
been plowed, so get in
I
the
don't care.
car.
I don't care.
15 hours? Come on, let's go.
This
Get in
is
the car.
ridiculous.
Uh,
Uh, Especially before you get rid of Agent Zen. I need to see that room.
yeah, I did do a walkthrough video that I need to post because we're selling the room.
Okay, I was just about to ask what you do.
So
What are you doing with
yeah,
the room?
yeah, we're selling the room, and that's going to be something just to kind of get all of that out and start,
Mm-hmm.
because we got to put up walls and we got to break down walls and
Yep. I'm changing mine up at camp right now. And so the old room, the castle room, is actually becoming a portable mobile room that we're going to rent out to like schools and stuff. And so that's all we're working on that right now. And then the new room is like, oh, I gotta put a door here and take out this wall, and even just taking down the old room, I'm like, oh, I forgot all my wires go through here, and I got to take all that out
mm,
and redo that. I'm like, this is going to be annoying.
how are you making it a portable room?
So it's something I kind of did at the last place. I have a huge tent, a 10 by 30 tent.
Okay.
And so that there's 3 10 by 10 rooms. And so we just kind of did the 3 rooms that you go through, and everything kind of folds up and fits in the car.
How do you hang the stuff?
So the bars of the tent, like the outside bars, so
The
everything
frame?
has a little hook. And so it all, like we have the
Okay.
swords and stuff, so they're just stuck on a little piece of paracord and hooks. I mean, it's not
Nice. Okay.
exactly immersive, but if you don't notice the hooks very well, it's like, okay, this kind of looks like a castle on the inside, you
Yeah.
know, and things are hanging there. You know, we bring the throne, and it's got the picture that opens the throne seat. And so we have the wires disconnected, and we just bring along little caps. And so we'll just twist them together after we hang it up, so it's ready to go. And
where are you getting the electricity from when you do this?
we bring our big long cords, but we have to have at least 2 outlets. And so kind of on each side of the 10 by 30, like it works great in a gymnasium, but 10 by 30 room with at least 10-foot high ceilings.
So you're not bringing a generator or anything?
No.
Yeah.
So and it doesn't really work outside well because of wind. So it's more of like, we have a couple schools that have rented us here in the next couple months that we'll go to. And then we've done, it takes about an hour to set up, like get the tent built, put everything, hang everything up. I think we'll get faster at that as we do it a few more times. But we've told everyone they have to rent us for at least 3 hours. So or pay the 3-hour minimum.
Right.
And so that way it's worth our time. Like, we're not just coming for 1 hour.
Have you considered like actual plywood walls that you can snap together or
so we have in the middle. So there's the 3 rooms going to the last room, because the last room's the dungeon that's dark and black light. And so I built 6 pieces that just go together with bolts and wing nuts. And so there is it's not plywood. It's what is that? Like that thin board, and it's like real thick cardboard almost, but it's
MDF or whatever.
Yeah. That's it. And so I built them, with some just little 2x3s, and nice, and painted it black. So, and that has like a lot of the puzzles are on it. They just stay on it all the time. We don't have to take those down and re-screw them in.
Right. Okay. Cool. Nice, man. So it works. I like that.
It's cool.
We thought about doing stuff like that.
We'll see if it brings on any extra money. May not.
Yeah, that's the thing. We need to find other things to offer besides just the rooms. Like, we're looking at corporate groups, we're looking at parties, we're looking at there's a merch. Yeah. So what you're showing me a water bottle.
So this is one that's coming. I just made this is version 2. Version 1's already been printed. It's in the camp store. I call them cipher sippers, but there's little puzzles on here, and there's a lock on top. And so to open the bottle, you have to figure out the 4 puzzles to get your 4 numbers.
What? Okay. So explain what you're showing me.
So the plan is we're getting different colored water balls. So the first one is the Cipher Sippers black. So we've got black water balls, and I have a laser engraver. So I just designed it all on my computer, and then we laser engrave it onto the bottle. And like the next one I'm working on is going to be Cipher Sippers blue. But I have somebody that 3D printed a little topper that goes around the bottle, and then I have a lock on it, real cheap lock from Amazon.
It goes around the bottle cap, like the top.
Yeah, the cap. So they can't unscrew it, or they can't get in it. I guess they can't unscrew it. But...
And then you've got a 4-digit lock on
and then
there?
just a little 4-digit lock. And then they're essentially just little one-off puzzles. They don't really match, but like, so here's this one that is you have to go with the
almost look like Scrabble tiles with letters in it.
They're little squares and shapes.
Yeah, and shapes, and right.
So to figure it out, you go with the number of sides. So the first one is the circle, because they consider circle having 1 line. And then you go to, it's like a U shape with a line. So there's the S is the circle. Then the E has that little, I don't know what shape that is. It's like a bowl shape. And then the triangle is 3 sides. That's V. Square has 4 sides. That's E. And then you got the pentagon there, N. So 7 is the first number.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So some of them are hard. This one is, it looks like almost like a computer microchip.
Yeah,
Uh,
computer
just the lines.
microchip like
And then
diagram.
yeah, and so it goes to little letters around the edge, but then below it are 4 of the lines, and so you just have to match them up, figure out
Gotcha.
what lines those are, and that will do. The one at the bottom is a mirror, or I guess it's like, so I took a word, cut it down the middle, but like separate it. So like it's almost like if it's on a rolly thing, you scrolled up to where it's starting again. So you see like the bottom half is at the top, bottom half of the word, and then the top half of the word is at the bottom. Does that make sense? I don't know. Like you can see that first one's an S. And so I don't know how to explain that. It is
right.
a very,
That's what I was like. People are going, "What are you talking about?" So it's a word that says 7.
yeah, it's actually 7 minus 5.
Okay,
And
7
so that
minus
gets you 2
5. And so if you were to write it on paper and then cut it halfway,
and flip it.
like right in the middle of the
Mhm.
words, and then you take the bottom part
bottom.
and put it on the top, and
Yep.
so it gives it kind of a weird look.
And then the last one is it's letters, but like starts in the middle. So I have an E in the middle.
Yeah,
So a really big E. And then kind of outside that is the I. Like it's
right.
stretched out around it. There's a G. I saw this on one of the puzzle Facebook pages. So it spells out
Okay.
8. But then also to know which one to go first, you have to see these little dots. So next to each puzzle, like next to the 8 word, there's 4 dots. Next to the 7 minus 5, there's 2 little dots down there.
Right.
So you got to follow the dots to know which one is first, and then you put those 4 numbers in.
Okay.
And then the Cipher Sippers Blue that we're working on, it just has a maze. And so you just follow the maze through, spell out the words. There's some weird, just little like.
Wait, you did this with your laser? Because this is a white bottle with.
This one's just printed. No, because I don't have the blue bottles yet. They haven't come in yet.
Oh, that's printed just as
yeah,
like a little demo.
a test,
kind of
just
a
so
test,
I can see. I want to make sure it's going to work. I have people testing it. But so there's like little graph paper at the bottom, and that one has the dots to you, so you know which ones to go first.
Wow, that's very cool, man.
This one at the very bottom just has letters, so it says OTTFFSSENT, and one of the S's is circled.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So the 6 is circled.
Yeah.
So that one's 6. And then there's just a really big. This one's a little bit easier. It's like the word 5, but it's stretched out really big, kind of hard to read. And then the way this one to know which numbers are, I stuck little clock hands on there.
Oh my goodness.
That is 3 o'clock. So that's the third one. So these are kind of, we wanted them a little bit hard, but something different.
Yeah. So what if they need a help or a hint?
So we'll have that. We'll sell like a little. We'll have a little envelope.
You're like they're on the inside, so they have to get the lock off to get the hints.
But I don't know. We'll see.
All right. So how much for the bottle? Where did you get these? Five Below.
So I bought the bottles from Amazon. So they cost me. They were a little more, like $3.33 each.
Okay.
The locks end up being $4.
What? That's it?
Yeah, 2 for $8 on Amazon. I don't want to tell people because I don't want to buy it. They're pretty decent locks too. Don't buy them all, please. I use these locks for my entire puzzle room.
Oh, that's funny.
The problem is the guy just got back to me about the 3D printed cap.
Yeah.
And he wants $3 a piece for it. So now my bottle is costing me $10.
Right.
And so, and we're a camp. Like I don't really want to charge more than $10 for a bottle, but I'm going to have to at least charge 15 to make it worth.
I mean, if that was in our place, I'd probably sell them $20, $25.
Yeah. I think a bottle would go bigger. I'll sell you some. I'll give you a good deal.
Right.
But
right. This might be the way I can talk Tina into a laser engraver.
I just saw one for $100 on Facebook Marketplace. It's exactly like mine. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I want a better one than yours, but
yeah, something a little faster. On the cuts.
How long does it take to do that on yours?
4 hours.
Woo.
Yeah.
But you set it
So,
and forget it, right? Like
yep,
you don't
I
have
just
to
walk
watch
away.
it. Yeah.
I can, as long as I can smell it still burning the bottle. It's got a smell.
And you got
But
this little rotary thing that turns it.
yeah, so I had to pay that extra
Awesome.
for that, the
Sure,
rotary
sure, sure.
cutter, but I think I paid $70 for it. But
I mean, I bought our 3D printer on my own. That was not with like business funds, so
mhm.
I may have to do the same thing for the
That's what I
laser
mean. That's what I
engraver.
did. Camp
Yeah.
didn't buy it. I bought it because I
Right.
wanted it.
Exactly.
We've
Oh,
gotten,
credit card.
yeah, Camp has gotten, I mean, we haven't made anything off of it personally, but Camp has gotten a lot. I mean, we've burned wood signs and junk, and
Right, right,
I
right,
wish it
right.
just cut. That's the only thing. If it would cut things out, I'd use it a lot more for escape room stuff, but it doesn't cut. So, yeah, so that's we're working on that, and then we talked about doing the cipher shirts too.
Yeah.
So there's the one company that does sell our shirts, and I'm like, oh, cool, this is a neat idea. And it was, I mean, it was okay, but it was they probably listened, so I don't want to talk bad about them. It was a good puzzle. It's just not what I thought it was. It was a normal play at home escape room puzzle. The
Yeah.
shirt was just part of it. I really thought it was going to be just the shirt, like, and I could wear this shirt
Oh.
around and people could solve stuff
While it's on
on,
you.
yeah, like kind of like that. And so that's kind of like our bottles. They just have the puzzles on them. And so we're trying to figure out maybe something like that. And there is some cool, because we can do all of our own screen printing, but there's some cool screen printing ink that only shows up when it's wet. I'm like, that would be kind of fun if there's something extra like that on there,
Hmm.
like a whole bonus puzzle that you only see when you do the slip and slide at camp or you do the water balloon
Oh yeah,
fight.
that's interesting.
And so, not even tell the camp, like that would be like a cool secret the campers wouldn't even figure out till the shirt
So
gets wet one day.
somebody does. Yeah.
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 So
Yeah,
I don't
that'd be
know.
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't you if you were just to use the shirt, it's kind of like your bottles, right? There's no
Yeah.
story with it.
There's nothing. It's just
There's nothing that
puzzles.
connects,
Yep.
right?
It's not escape
With the
roomy.
shirt, that's why they had to do that, right? They had
Yeah.
to if there's going to be a whole connection with everything,
Mhm.
I think you have to go beyond the shirt. But if that's not what you're looking to do, if you're just looking to do puzzles, then
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, you
It's a
can
little
do on
different.
anything, really.
So I don't know.
Huh.
That's something new we're working on, trying to figure it out.
I like the
And all
bottles a lot.
this
It's
free
very
time.
cool. It's very
So
cool.
yeah.
All this free time. Yeah.
the
I don't know how you
uh
do it, man.
the problem with the bottle is the lock on the top weighs so much, so it's really like you have to balance them to get them to stand up. And I know in the camp store, like the second one kid touches it, it's gonna be domino effect. They're all just gonna fall over.
That's like
So
the ammo boxes, right? You put a lock on it and the
yes,
ammo
yeah,
box just keeps
they
falling
weigh too
over.
much. Yep, I need to figure out a different way to market them in the store.
So in one of our rooms, they had bonus puzzles. The previous owner had bonus puzzles, so you could do bonus puzzles, except that
Mhm.
they were out. They're on sheets of
Oh,
paper, right? So they're out during the regular game,
so
and
you
you can
think you
just
got to
do them
do them?
anytime.
Yeah.
And so if you've got a bigger group and somebody just wants to focus on that, that's great. Well, what I did was I took that out. I changed the puzzles a little bit. I got an enamel box, locked it up with 3 locks because there's 3
Mhm.
different puzzles, and put a little prize inside. For us, it is
It's
a
rubber ducky, right?
it's a plush
Yes.
ducky.
Ooh, he's cute.
Yeah. Yeah. So we put that in there, and if they have at least 10 minutes left, then they get a chance at the bonus puzzle. Um, and
How do you let them know, like,
so they
if they
finish in the last room, and then we sneak in the box in the first room, and we say, "Hey, you have a chance if you want to. There's a couple of case files that need to be solved. If you're interested, or you can leave the game now." Everybody is interested. They go right
yeah,
back to the first room, and they see that it's in there, like, "Oh,
that's
almost like
cool.
Santa brought something." And so it's really cool. I'd like to do bonus puzzles for all of our rooms. But the other thing is, occasionally somebody will bring in a kid between the ages of 7 to 11. And that's kind of the age that doesn't really get any of the puzzles, right? They're
Yep.
there and
Yep.
they're there to open maybe locks. That's about all they can do because
Or do seek and finds.
or seek and find, right? The
Yeah.
games weren't designed for that age.
No.
So one of the things I want to do is for our space room is to have aliens all over the place. So it's a kid puzzle that they can do during. And so they're finding these aliens and then they got to put them in a certain order to open up the box and there'll be
Yeah.
a prize in the box, but it'll take them the whole time because some of the aliens will be in things that are opened up by the adults or whatever. So I'm working on that right now, and I'd like to have like kid puzzles that we can just add in at any moment. Like those won't be in there normally. It's just oh, they've got somebody that's younger. We're going to put this in and hide those little aliens all around.
Do you want my 2 cents on that?
Love it.
What I've learned. So we did the Professor O room.
Yes.
And later on, when I learned how to do more of the RFID whiz and stuff, I added this finding a bunch of fish. You have to put the fish on the thing and open something.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, that'll be a fun for the kids because we have kids at camp. But then when we have adults in, that's a good, they could be working on other stuff. Every time I had adults in, I would tell them, hey, there's this puzzle in there. We have to find a bunch of fish. That's for the children. Guess what the adults did every freaking time? They would go after those fish and get mad at the kids. I'm like, you go work on the adult puzzles.
Right.
What?
Right.
It would tick me off every time.
That's funny. That's funny.
So you're gonna have to be like, listen, it's kids only. This tricks are for kids, and so
yeah, we'll see how that goes. I hadn't thought about that. So yeah, I wanna do that. I mean, there's a lot. God, there's so many projects that I want to do.
Have you made a list? Like you got to keep a list.
Oh,
because you're not going to get to everything.
It's my notebook.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
No, it's a lot of it's just paper that I can write notes on, but yeah, I have a list. I have a very, very long list. So
yeah, that is good. What else you got at
did you see our van?
Yes, I love your van. And except I didn't like it with all the snow on it. But I love that. Right. That is so cool. Do you feel like that's helped any? Has anyone said like, oh, saw your van, thought I'd come check it out?
So we wanted to do this a while back, and we talked about it when we were in Florida. We were like, we should get a van that we can make into the mystery soup escape room machine. We wanted to have it wrapped like the Scooby-Doo mystery machine. And I looked for a while for like a van that would work. And I looked at what other people had done in the past. And so we got this 20-year-old, it's like an Chevy Astro. It's actually a GMC Safari, but it's the same thing. And that's what I drove up here in. And we finally found a local company and they did the wrap. And I was driving, well, when I go out, like I drive around all over. And in fact, I drove it out yesterday because I had to I went to Michael's, the craft place, and these two people drove by and one pulls out his camera and takes a picture and then they drove off.
It's advertising.
Totally. Because I was telling Tina, like, I'm driving all over the place. I wish we had this wrap on because we're missing out on marketing. And so when we got it on, every time we drove by a college, like the local college, and people were pointing and everything else. It's fun. It's fun to do that. But it's also like, I feel kind of anxious when I drive it because I'm like, everybody's looking at me.
Yeah.
I got to make sure
follow the rules of the road.
That I'm not causing any road rage. And
you want some good advertising, get pulled over. I bet people will be definitely taking pictures.
Right.
Especially if you get like a Scooby-Doo mask while you're sitting there waiting on the cop. Awesome. What did you have to design it, or like did they help you kind of?
No, basically we said we want it to look like, the mystery machine. And then I went into Canva and I did a few changes. Like instead of on the mystery machine, it has flowers. And so we switched that out for like a magnifying glass, a puzzle piece, more
Yeah.
escape room ish things. And then we put on there how we wanted it to look as far as the mystery machine. Like I found the font for it.
Yeah.
And then on the back, we have our websites, or on the sides and the back, we have the website, everything else. So,
It is super cool. It's so, I mean, even just the bright colors alone
oh,
attract.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It is
Other
cool.
things as far as marketing, Tina has reached out to try to find influencers,
Hmm.
and we've had a couple come in. So we give them a free
She's
room.
she's not called
And
me. So
yeah,
I have at least 100 followers in Indiana. I don't know
Woohoo!
why. I don't know
That'll
why I
work.
haven't been called yet.
It's so funny. We were driving around. We just got our Rhode Island license plates for the van, so driving it around and with Florida plates. And I'm like, Tina, people are probably like, oh, this
Yeah,
must be
this is
something
in
in
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
But anyways,
That's funny.
so yeah, the whole influencer thing has been interesting. The first woman was very like outgoing, personable. She did a video, and she was like herself. She's like, we had a great time and we did this and did that. And she doesn't have like a huge following, but enough. And she does things around New England, things to do and
Mm-hmm.
places to go. So then we just had another influencer come, very different. All of her stuff, she does videos, but they're music only. So there's no talking or
Oh,
anything, and there's just some
oh,
text. And she's a writer, so she has a blog and stuff. So she's much more introverted. And it was
mm-hmm.
just kind of a different experience. And from that, we had an influencer contact us and say, hey, do you want to do a collaboration
Yeah.
with me? So that's cool.
It works. Carrie and I were just on TikTok the other day. I was just scrolling, random thing popped up about this town called Richmond, Indiana. They're having this chocolate trail or whatever, and we're
Oh,
going this weekend to I mean, so I'm like, it worked, and it was just a little about the town and this chocolate trail that they do.
nice, nice.
So yeah,
It
so
does
hopefully
work.
that'll.
Yeah, with these influencers, what we do is we give them a gift card, like a 6-person gift card that they can give
Mhm.
away to one of their
Yep.
followers, but that person has to follow us, follow them, and also tag a friend they want to bring to the escape room.
Yeah.
And then the influencer awards one of those people the gift
Hmm.
card. Totally
That's
worth
good.
it. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of giveaways.
Have you
I'm like,
gotten the gift cards back yet? Like, have
Tina, we
people?
need to stop giving away stuff.
Yeah.
We
But if
have.
people used,
Yeah,
so
we
it's
have.
working. They're coming back.
Yeah, we did a 12 days after Christmas giveaway where
Mhm.
each person, we had, I don't know, I think 15 to 18 boxes. And they were like the little treasure boxes that you get at Hobby Lobby,
Yep.
right? So we had a bunch of those out. And then we had a bonus, like the big
Yeah.
box.
From
Yeah.
watching or from watching your Facebook, it felt like everyone won the big
Oh
box.
my goodness.
That
So
needs
it's
to be
like
harder.
$200 worth of stuff in this big
Yeah.
box, right? And and only one of the little boxes has the duck that gets you
Mhm.
the big box. Or you can get a little Nerf gun and shoot at these targets for it. Now, when they get the Nerf gun, 1 out of 10 might get
Mhm.
it, you know. But anyways, I had a little bag. They reach in, pick a key, but each person from each group. So if you played during those 12, you got a key.
Mhm.
Then they go, they open the lock to that box, and in there is stuff like little plushies or like a little puzzle, pretty much things that were around $5.
Yeah.
But we did have some gift cards, like 2-person, 3-person gift cards, and those are $90 to $120
Mhm.
value. Anyways, there was this one group that came in, like the first group that came in,
Yeah.
they got the 2-person card, the 3-person card, and the duck. And I was like, immediately I text Tina, I was like, this is a bad idea.
We're going to be poor.
I'm like, there's 18 boxes. And the 5 of them, they got the 3 highest value things. I was just waiting for that 12 days to end. But
it felt like every day somebody won the big box when I was watching. I'm like, oh my goodness.
People really loved it. It was a lot of fun. We hope that they bring other people if they got the gift card. Things like that, you don't know what the payoff is going to be. But yeah, I was like, and every day I was going to like Walmart, Five Below to get prizes. And I was like, we keep running out of things. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then I found Rhode Island Novelty, and they have a bunch of little novelty stuff that they sell to like carnivals and family entertainment centers to put in the cranes and all kinds of stuff like that. And one of my staff had mentioned them, and they are like 45 minutes away. And so at the end, I mean, we only had 3 days left, but
the other side of the state for you.
Seriously. But yeah, I started ordering stuff from them, and I'm like, okay, this was much easier. I should have known about them from the get-go. And that's how we got our little ducks,
little plushie,
and other random stuff. That was fun. But
I wonder if you could work, like we'll do sometimes, we'll have things like that, and we'll work with companies like, hey, what would you give us so that you're advertising too? Like you're part of the prize, but it's advertising for you as well. Like I wonder if you can work that out with any companies or something.
Oh, that's true. It's not a bad idea.
Work that.
Maybe we did have a restaurant reach out to us and say, hey, would you be interested in a trade? We want 18 of our staff to come and play a room, and in return, we'll give you the equivalent value in our gift cards. So we said, sure, why not? It's a day that we're not normally open. I had to have a couple staff come in, but then we'll take our staff out for dinner and probably go play an escape room somewhere else. Yeah, I'm always down for another, you know how much you hate those
I hate those
Live Strong kind of rubber bracelets. But there is a company in our building that does that. And I said, we'll trade. We'll do a trade for you.
The kids love them. I give them to my children every time we win one.
In the past, this camp has come here, and they brought their, I guess, pre-teens, teens to do a game. And there's like 40 of them. And they all are divided. And I thought, that's what I want to use these bracelets for. So like, if you're doing this room, you all wear the purple bracelets. You're doing this room, you all wear the red bracelets. So I know who's going where, and we keep track of that. And that's specifically what I'm getting these for. But I trade them out a couple of games. And so I'm getting those for that.
I mean, it doesn't cost anything. That helps.
Right.
You should, I say, I've been working with camps or not camps. I am a camp. Been working with schools in the area to come out and do some of our escape room stuff. They're looking for STEMmy ideas. And so I wonder if
how's that a STEMmy idea?
Because it's building, team building, it's working together and figuring things out. But then we're offering, like, showing them how it works, how the RFIDs work,
gotcha.
The little things do it. And so
that's an interesting idea.
One of the schools that our first mobile room is going to, that's what she's doing. She's doing an escape room design class at her school. And so they're coming out here to do some rooms, and then we're bringing the mobile one and kind of showing them how it all works and what it looks like. So kind of work with the
nice,
because that's during the day when no one else comes out to the escape room. So it's like,
how much are you getting for that?
They're paying for the escape room price, which is our normal price. We only do like $50 for a group. We're very cheap.
Right.
Escape. But for the mobile room, because they're just doing all of my prices that I offer. And so our mobile room is $100 an hour. And it has a minimum of, I don't have it on here. I think it's a minimum of 3 hours. So they have to pay at least $300 for that.
Okay.
Plus then we have to have an hour each for setup and junk that they don't pay for. Like there's a free hour.
But how many kids are you going to have in that room? Too many.
It's yeah, you can't do a whole lot. I mean, 6 to 8 is pretty tight
So they
in
had to
there.
break up their classroom.
Mhm.
And your
But
game is how long is
it's
45
a
minutes?
45-minute game.
Yeah.
So every hour we can have it reset and bring in a new one. She doesn't have that many kids. So the 3 hours are
Okay.
perfect. She's like, oh yeah, she goes, I'll get, because she's just one class. She's not like an entire fifth grade. So that she teaches.
So she's using 3 hours, and then you need another hour on both
and then we
ends.
have
So
to
it's
have
a
an
5 hours
So
that you're going to
5 hours
be.
of my time,
Yeah.
but and we make 300 off of it.
Nice. Nice.
So I mean, for camp, that's pretty good for us, especially in this area.
That's good, because we're definitely looking for, like I said, other ways to bring in money.
Yeah. Are you doing any merch? Any selling of
We
merch?
do have merch. We have Exit the Game games.
Oh yeah,
Have you played any of those?
Did I couldn't tell you which one, but I remember doing one.
Yeah, they're right here in Providence, and they've got a few other things, but we're selling those. We were selling the advent calendars. We have some stickers. We are looking to add in snacks and sodas,
Mm-hmm.
and then some other merch. Hasbro, I became like a reseller for them, so I get some of their stuff. I haven't ordered any yet. And I'm
Are
trying to
you
get
gonna
the
let them
unlocked
bring?
games, but they haven't gotten back to me.
Will you
What's
let
that?
them bring their snacks and sodas into the game?
No,
Yeah,
no,
I wouldn't.
no. So they'd have
Spilled soda
to
on your.
probably buy those. One of the things that we have in the lobby is our lockers, and 90% of people will hang up their coats and put stuff in the lockers.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have to come back down to the lobby anyways. So that's a good time to kind of capture that.
Yeah.
I will say that with Lock and Clue, they had to lock up their phones. Groups that have come when it's Lock and Clue, that they automatically do that. And so I had to tell them, listen, at least one of you needs to keep your phone on you, because we now take group pictures in the rooms as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to they used to do it in the lobby. And we are fine if you take pictures in the rooms.
Yeah.
If you want to take a picture of your friends or family doing something or whatever, we just ask that you not post any spoilers. And people really like the idea.
Yeah.
Hardly anyone takes pictures. The only time they'll take a picture is if
you get into it.
they totally, same with Tina and I. But the only time they remember to take a picture is if they have a clue in one room and they have to go to another room, but it's something that you would normally write down. They're just like, let's just take a picture.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's
No,
fine.
no.
Tina goes, I've done
down.
that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We have
whatever.
That's funny. No, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and any little thing. Tina's working
That-
on. We have wedding, a lot of the event space here, weddings every weekend, almost every weekend, receptions. And so she's working on a game to offer them that they'd be put on the tables. Just little things like that. We're looking at camps, offering
Maybe
a
your
camp.
next escape room needs a wedding theme.
No, no.
I mean, that's every weekend. That might be a
True.
You go from the I don't know what you do. You got the wedding, you got the strip club, you got the
The whole
bachelor party.
Right, right. Now we just started adding a little bit of, because we want to go with cogs. So
Is
we're
that a
looking to
lot of
implement
wires
that.
though? Like you have to get all these wires back to your, or is it remote?
It is, but you would have to do it anyways to get it back to like the
So.
sound system and to the.
I couldn't imagine.
I'm so
that out.
untechy
Yeah.
that it's a big learning curve for me.
Even just all the running all that and planning ahead, like, okay, I not only do I need a wall here, but I have to have the wires running through this wall for all the game. Like, and that's a lot. When you'd put in a new room, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes with our new rooms that we're putting in. Right now, everything is run through the ceiling, and whew, man, that is a pain sometimes, especially if there's any kind of insulation up there. Ugh, is nasty. I went up the other day and I was running a wire, and I pop open the ceiling tile, and right in front of me is a dead bird. And it'd been up there for a while because it was mostly skeleton at this point.
Did you scream? You scream like a little. Do you remember the time that you worked with snakes in an escape room?
You'll never let me forget that.
We were talking about it the other day because I'm working on my room. I'm like, oh, I remember the stupid snake falling on Kurt. I would have been done. I can't believe he came back in the room. I would have been done. This is it. We're done.
Oh man, that was something. I just about jumped out of my skin. Yeah. I think my soul left my body for a second.
There was a little poop stain on the carpet in there for a while. So
I mean, we freaked out just trying to clear that room out.
Taking the carpet up, and we just saw like a wire or something we both thought was a snake. We screamed.
What? We had two snakes in there taking that carpet up, right?
There was two ones when we took the carpet up, and then it was just in there. Like we'd already had the carpet up, and we walked in, and it was like there on the ground. I mean, it was their house. We took their house from them.
And then that one,
fell on. And then from then on, anytime I had to work in the rafters of that thing, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go up here. I ran the room one time and I watched a snake climbing up the brick on the outside of the building.
Yeah.
And I moved to Indiana. We have snakes here that are rattlesnakes. So nobody told me this before I applied for this job.
Have you seen any in the buildings at all?
Oh, tons of snakes.
Really?
Tons of snakes. We have, in fact, up in our gym at the very, very top, there's a wire where the scoreboard used to be, and there is a huge snake skin hanging off of it. We can't get to it because it's all the way up at the top. Like we don't have anything long enough. Every time I'm like, that snake is somewhere here. Like I don't know where he's at.
Well, what was the thing you posted the other day? It was a flying squirrel.
Flying squirrels.
That's
we
cool.
have had, and they're so freaking cute. This one, he looked like he was gonna hop on me. I'm like, listen, if you're gonna be my friend and hop on my shoulder, I will carry you around. Like we'll be besties. Right. But I don't need you attacking my face. So I don't know. He was adorable though. Because I was working on the escape room and he squeaked after I saw him. I could hear him squeaking the entire evening I was working on it. I'm like, oh my goodness.
So your plans for the summer, you have a new room. You're doing the Professor O again, right?
Yep. So that's coming back with some new. We'll have changed up a little bit. Got some new things because I got more rooms now. We only had the 2 rooms at the last place, and this is bigger. Right. It technically has 4 rooms, so we'll add some new things into it.
You can add more puzzles to your puzzle. What is it?
The Puzzle Emporium. Yeah. So I if I get time, I mean, I have a whole list of puzzles and spaces I want them to go. It's just the time to stop and build it. But that has gone over so well. We just had a group come out. I mean, it's freezing cold. There's no heat in that building. So I had to put in a bunch of little space heaters everywhere when we ran it the other day. Cool. The groups loved it. Like it was a hit. So I'm like, I got to keep that going. I have a new bag
that we're going to do that.
The fast food bag is done.
Okay. Nice.
It's probably my favorite bag. It's the most immersive bag I have. And then Hannah and Alex created a Bigfoot bag for us.
Oh,
so we also have a Bigfoot bag now. It's an easy one. They wanted to make an easy one for the younger kids here at camp, which we need because all of mine are crazy hard.
So how many bags do you have now?
I can actually tell you because I have them all on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 bags.
9 bags. We've started doing the bags more as a kind of a free time activity. And so because originally we wanted it where they could take it back to the cabin, but we lost so many pieces, or like especially like those water bottles that are also safes, the diversion safes.
Yeah.
Every time they come back, I'm like, where's my water bottle? Oh, we probably threw that away. Like, awesome. So we stopped letting the bags leave the gymnasium. And so now we just have someone that comes in here and has them all set up.
Yeah.
And they know everything, like they know all the answers and stuff. So that's helped. But
did you ever finish the Indiana Jones one?
Yeah. That one's a fun one. I love that one. I like my 3 new ones, my Karen, my Indiana Jones, and my fast food bag. Those are my 3 favorite. And the fast food one is awesome though. It's very immersive. It should cost more because it's awesome.
What do you mean it should cost more?
Like we charge just $30 for a 24-hour rental. Somebody wants to rent it.
Oh, do you? I didn't know that.
We've only had a couple people do it, but
I mean that's something. Those are, well, if you adjust to the level of difficulty, that's something you can take into schools as well and
Yeah.
say, okay, break up into groups of 3 and 4,
Mm-hmm.
and each person gets a bag, or each group gets a bag.
Yeah.
So, so I want to get your opinion on something.
Okay. In my opinion,
Right
it's the most
now,
important.
right now, when a group comes in, the greeter, the person who's at the front desk, is the one who gives them the rules and the story line for whatever game they're about to do. We want to have a viewing room where they go in and they watch a video of the rules and the story. What are your thoughts?
So there is an escape room near me here that does that, and I actually like it. For two reasons. I like to watch it. I'm visual. I'm not auditory learner.
Right.
And so anything that's just said auditory, gone. If I don't have pictures with it, I've forgotten it completely. But also, if you do it in the room, I'm not
Right.
paying attention. I'm already looking around. And so we sit in this little room, and it's the waiting room too. So like you go in, you sit in there, and then the person, greets you like, oh, go have a seat in the waiting room. She comes in, she's like, okay, here's your video and rules. She hits play on the computer. It goes through, and then she is like, all right, let's head to the room. And I love it.
Okay. Okay.
But that's me.
Yeah.
I
One of the
mean,
things
everyone in our group, we all do it, so it's not like anyone's against it.
I've seen it done like good ways and bad ways. Sometimes there's a bit of a disconnect because now you walk to the room or the videos aren't great. But what it does is it gives consistency, right? Because each of the staff, including myself, will give rules and story a little bit different.
Yep.
And you might miss a rule or the story is just not, I don't know. But if you have videos, everybody gets the same set of rules, the same story, and it's just consistent. So, yeah, we're looking to do that.
There's one of the big brands, I don't know if it's Escapology or Escape Game, one of the ones we went to they gave the rules video, which was kind of long, and then the introduction video, which was also kind of long, in the room. And you're in there. I'm like, oh my goodness, stop. I'm ready to play this game. Like,
right.
But the other thing I don't like, I've been to rooms that they give you the synopsis of the room, and it's the exact same thing that's on their website. And I'm like, yep, I already read that. Let's go. Let's move on. And so
yeah,
I don't enjoy it. So a video is really helpful because then it just adds to it.
Right. And then we have for the rooms that we have right now, you've got each game master plays a character as and then they put you in the room. And then our award-winning room has the live actor, which I want to do more of with our future rooms, our original rooms that are going to be coming, because people really enjoy that. It ups the level of the experience. So yeah, we'll see. It'll take a few years. If we could just get past this first year, because we need to at least be able to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
We definitely need new experiences. So we'll see. Ask me in a year how things are going.
Okay. Talk to you in a year.
Other than that, we have got some interviews coming up.
Yeah.
And hopefully we've got a couple that are recorded now and we'll post, and hopefully we can get more soon enough.
Is there, if somebody wants to be on an interview, is there a way for them to contact us?
If you would like to be on the show or you know somebody, email me at mysterysoupgames@gmail.com. And that would be awesome.
Mystery is spelled MYSTERY.
How else would you spell mystery?
I mean, watching the Super Bowl and all the fans trying to spell Eagles, I feel like people need to know. Have you seen this? It's high quality.
Yes.
Like maybe I should tell people how to spell mystery just in case.
All right, brother.
All right, this has been Kurt and Chris. Thanks for joining us on Mystery Soup. Until next time, may your clues be sharp and your escapes victorious. Keep puzzling, my friends.
See ya.
Mystery Soup. Mystery Soup. Mystery Soup.